Hey guys, it is Andrew from 510 Books here in my warehouse. It's Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. So, I'm going to try to position the camera so that you get more than just my head. I was noticing when I was editing that the frame at the bottom was sometimes all the way up here, so we'll see how this goes. Trying to get more so it doesn't look like I'm about to fall out of the frame. But anyway, so today, so I wanted to talk about, well, what I've been doing today, but also just what came to my mind about the importance of networking or building relationships. It's really, you can't build a business very well. Now I'm talking about, you can talk about any business, but of course I'm talking about reselling books and media on Amazon and eBay, as well as locally. You need inventory, whether you're going to do FBA, a merchant fulfilled, or eBay, or in your local retail store or antique mall or whatever. You need fresh inventory, so you've got to be able to get it from somewhere. Where are you going to get it from? Well, there's a lot of places. But basically, it's important to build relationships. Networking is a little bit of a charged word, or sounds a little icky, possibly to some people, but building relationships is the bottom line. And what I mean by that is, as an example, so yesterday I made the video, posted it today. I visited somebody who I hadn't seen in a while, who I used to buy CDs from, who was a bulk book reseller for using FBA. And he got out of that business and now is semi in that, but has a store. And anyway, I got back in contact with him, which I've been thinking about doing for a while, but I got the idea, or thought popped into my head, that I didn't want to continue, or that I wanted, it was really came from a place of wanting to find a continuous, consistent, reliable source for FBA items that I can send into FBA so I can build that side of my business. And it came from a place of, oh, well, maybe, he is still in the business somehow, or he might have contacts that can help me get to the point of where I can find quality CDs, books, that kind of thing that I can resell on FBA. So anyway, this is someone I hadn't spoken to in a while. So I called him, and lo and behold, he had just opened a new store and was totally open to the idea. So I visited him yesterday, etc. That was the video from yesterday, and found a bunch of cool stuff, and I will be going back. And we have a very good relationship, even though we haven't spoken for a while. We weren't friends, we had a business relationship, right? So other thing is today I went and visited a guy that I've been working with who sells on Amazon, but he has a bunch of quality book duds, Amazon duds. And so I've been buying them off him for a little while. And I just got, here, let me share with you, these 3 boxes. Some good stuff. Also 2 of the types of books that I really wanted, which were manga and these ones, graphic novels. Probably got a good amount, a couple dozen-ish between those 2 types of books, and a bunch of other stuff as well. Most of this stuff is just going to be sold locally. There's a couple things in there that are probably going to go on eBay, but for the most part, it's going to be local sales. And I'm really working to grow my manga book section and my graphic novel section, because I know those are popular these days. But anyway, so back to the whole building relationship thing. He contacted me. So this was because I'm out there with my local sale and advertising and being open. Actually, he contacted me last year when I was just doing a monthly sale, but he came back to me again asking if I was interested, and said I was. So it wasn't me that built the relationship, it was him. But now, we stay in contact, and I go once a week to see the kind of stuff he has. And it's been good so far. So a couple of things to consider when you're building a relationship is, you want to be honest with people. You want to, you don't want to scam them, of course, but you don't want to, exaggerate, or you don't want to say, I'm interested, and you're not interested. basically you don't want to waste their time and especially your own time, but you don't want to waste their time. And of course, this whole conversation is about, how it relates to your reselling business. I'm talking about finding a source or sources for continuous inventory. So, you need to be honest with them and tell them, yeah, oh, you have all these books. Well, I don't know. It doesn't sound like, whether it's negative or positive. And the negative is not necessarily negative. It just means you're being honest and it might not work out. Oh yeah, I'm not interested in that because of this reason or whatever. So as an example, someone contacted me through Facebook asking if I was interested in buying their Amazon duds. And apparently this is a bulk reseller who said they could sell me thousands of books. And I told him straight up, I said, thank you. That's great. Thank you. I appreciate it. But essentially, this is what I said. But I can't handle that volume. And I'll definitely, if things change, I'll definitely stay in contact with you, which is honest, right? Further honesty, which I don't need to tell them, but is that I already have a source that's working out so far for finding quality books that I can put in my local sale and sell a few here and there on eBay. And also it was further away. And I don't really want to be going all the way, essentially almost all the way to LA. And it's already far where I went yesterday. And so I don't need, a third potential source. That is until if and when, more likely when I actually start selling a lot of books, either in this store or when I do open my standalone bookstore, where of course will be only books, almost only books basically. And, I'm gonna have to sell a lot of books for that sort of stay open. So yeah, maybe in the future, I will pursue something else. But just be honest, right? Another thing is to, what was the other? Hold on one second. So ask questions. Make sure and ask questions. This will also get to the truth more quickly. Sometimes people are hiding something or they don't want to divulge certain information, and that's fine. That's their, I'm blanking today for some reason, but that's their prerogative. That's the word I was looking for. That's their prerogative. But, asking questions, trying to find out, what they want, what they need is good, right? So asking questions will often lead to finding out how a business relationship can work for both of you. Because that's the thing, as I'm always, like yesterday I said, hey, looking at the DVDs you have, it makes more sense for me to just cherry pick than just to take this box, which when I see the top of it, honestly, there's maybe not even one DVD that I would want to use. And then I'm forced to sell those on eBay in a lot, which I just don't want to be in, continue to be in the business of. Which is why I'm trying to get away from just buying Gaylords and having to deal with all that excess stuff. So I'd rather just cherry pick. And we came to an agreement, that I could just pay per item because I'm cherry picking, which means I'm not taking a ton of stuff. But he, pay him more money for that, which makes sense. I ended up buying a lot anyway, over 180 items. So asking questions, what do you want? What are you looking to get? What's your motivation? Whatever's going to get you, both of you, closer to figuring out if it's going to be a symbiotic relationship, it's going to work out financially, business-wise, that kind of thing. So definitely ask questions, be honest. It's very important to think about those kind of things when you're trying to build that relationship. Also, stay in communication, stay in contact is another important one. So if you're, I should take my own advice, I guess. It all depends on the situation, right? So I didn't stay in contact with the contact or with the guy that I saw yesterday because he got out of the business. And, I started doing other things and finding other sources and getting to Gaylords and all of that. So I didn't necessarily need what he had. But it's important generally, if you're going to build a business relationship, to stay in contact with them. It doesn't have to be constant. It doesn't have to be all the time. It depends on how often you're seeing them or how you guys are set up. And once things are set up, you don't necessarily have to be that, you have to be communicative with them, but not necessarily constantly in contact. But it's important to stay in contact. That's another another good one. Tell people what you do as well, which can lead to a new source. When I first started reselling, I was not good at talking to people. I become much more comfortable with it now that I've been reselling for a while and I have my own store and I'm always constantly talking to people and people are offering me to sell things to me and if I buy and all that kind of stuff. So, like when you go into a thrift store over and over again, get to know the manager or managers, let them know what you do and try to build a relationship because maybe they'll let you in the back room where they have a ton of other books and other stuff and you can be first crack at it and build that relationship. Just as an example, right? So if you open your mouth, you ask questions, you're honest, and you just talk to people, you never know what's going to happen. So there's just a few ideas, but I will say this, it's really hard by yourself to really grow a business big or, as big as you want it. But, it's even if it's uncomfortable, which it was for me, you can evolve and get more comfortable with talking to people. And I don't always want to be talking to people and always want to talk about business, but it's helpful to open your mouth and let people know what you're doing and be honest. So hopefully there's some ideas that help you out. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I talk a lot about reselling books and media and here locally and online. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Stay safe. Take care.